Hey friends, so today we are on day 4 of our Coach Quick Start Guide, and now you are going to have to get close to getting out there and announcing to the world that you are now a health and wellness coach. Now, that sort of thing can stay really simple. I don't think you need to overcomplicate it. I would not mention the words Beachbody. I would not mention the names of products. I would simply say something along the lines of, I just wanted to share with you that I've decided to take my health and wellness to the next level. I'm become a health and wellness coach, and I'm really, really excited about it. Maybe give a little bit of give the reasons why you want to do this, whether it's because you love helping people, whether it's because you're looking for time freedom, financial freedom, whether it's ticking, different boxes, but share your reasons for becoming a coach. You don't need to make it too long, just a paragraph. I mean, this is what you're going to be putting on either your Facebook or your Instagram. It's just a way of letting people know that you started, and it's kind of a way of you committing that you're now on that journey. And keep it simple. If you want me to have a look through it before you send it out, that's absolutely fine, or just go for it. The most important thing to remember is to share your excitement for the potential for the future and make it yours. That's why I'm not necessarily going to share with you scripts as to what you could use, because I think it's really important that it comes from your heart. That's the most important thing. When you see a script, automatically it starts to make you think, oh crikey, perhaps I better put that in there, and it just sounds fake. It doesn't sound authentic. We're all about social media. This day and age is becoming so much more authentic, thank goodness. And so just write something from the heart and then get it out there. So decide what your platform is. Are you going to be using Instagram? Are you going to be using Facebook? Are you going to be using a combination of those? Do you use Snapchat? Do you prefer LinkedIn, YouTube? What is your social media platform of choice? Personally, I think Instagram is the way to go for business. I think it's a lot easier. I think people on Instagram are a lot more open to, the shorter connections. On Facebook, you kind of have to be married to people before they, accept your friend request, or you need to have a lot of mutual friends. In fact, somebody I friend requested today, she said, reply back to me, say, have we ever met? It's like, no, but this is social media. We're kind of meeting online. We haven't met in person yet. So, but go with the platform that works best for you. I do use Instagram and I do use Facebook. I have got a Facebook like page, which has a lot of benefits with it, because it enables me to schedule posts if I ever need to do that. And there are various things. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of social media just yet, but there are various things you can do when you've got a like page. They're not the best for gaining traction. You will definitely want to be posting on your public timeline. I know that can be scary. And to begin with, I created a list on Facebook, and you can do this, which excluded certain people from seeing my posts. And after about 3 months, I just thought, why am I wasting my time? Just get out there. If people don't like what they're reading, well, they can always unfriend me or unfollow me so they don't see so many of my posts. So I figured I wasn't going to give over my personal power to other people for fear of them judging me or criticizing me or mocking me or whatever. And that's something you're going to have to overcome as well. And the best way to overcome that is just dig in your heels and think, it hurts when people might have a go at you, but ultimately, are you going to allow those people to take your power and restrict or affect how you are posting on social media? 2 fingers up to them. If they are not happy for you, well, more fool them. And the thing I would do is just bloody prove them wrong and make sure that you rock this business and, you turn it into the success that you can do. So, do not let the fear of other people hold you back. So now you're going to be starting to post, because you've got to get out there. And what I would suggest you do is you just do sort of, you spend the next 7 days, 7 to 10 days of just posting consistently. So if you can do 2 posts a day, that's fantastic. If you can just do the 1 post, that's absolutely fine. But do it every day. Commit to posting daily now and sharing your journey. So what you want to do is encourage curiosity. So people are seeing you doing this and they're thinking, wow, you know, I like this. She's sort of sharing a story. She might be sharing a sweaty selfie. She might be sharing a short video clip. Or you might just be sharing something inspirational. Do what feels comfortable with you. As you get your feet under the table, you are going to gain in confidence, and you'll get to the stage where you follow a flow. So in our team page, there is a marketing calendar. I put one together every month. And also we've got a calendar which says when our free group's going to start, and our coaching opportunity is going to start, and our challenge, our latest boot camp is going to start. So I don't want to make it overcomplicated for you, but it makes good sense that when you're posting on social media, you're relating to the things that are coming up in our team calendar. So for instance, let me just have a quick look, see what's happening now. Our free group, which I should have started promoting today, is going to start on the 11th of March. And that will run for 5 days. So it would make, in fact, now is the best time ever, because get out there, post something today about our free group. We're going to do a 5-day kind of, I've not named it yet, but it's something like cut the crap, or I don't necessarily want to call it that, but it's going to be along those lines of eating clean, detoxing for 5 days. Most people seem to struggle with nutrition rather than workout, so I want to do something that's going to really help people. So we will do something along the lines of cutting out rubbish. And as soon as I've worked out what the name for the group will be, I will let you know that, and we'll start adding people to it. So today is the perfect day to get posting. You've got there is nothing nicer than posting for a free group, promoting a free group, because essentially people are going to get awesome value for nothing at all. All they have to do is jump into the group, see what we're sharing, and we share some really, really high value stuff. So so start talking about the free group. And when you're talking about the free group, just say something along the lines of, you want to relate it to a story. So whenever you write a post, do not use Beachbody lingo. So don't refer to Beachbody, don't refer to product names, don't refer to Shakeology. You know, so Shakeology, I call it my superfood shake, or my nutrition shake, or my Nutri Shake. Energize, I said before, I call it my turbo juice. Recover, I tend to call as my muscle food. And the workout program. So if you're describing something like, so if I'm talking about, say, 80-day obsession, I will just say my 80-day workout program, or my bum lifting program, or bum sculpting program. I like using humor a lot, and I like it to be quite informal and chatty. So make sure you're not using product names, and don't say things like challenge group or even boot camp. Some people still don't know what a boot camp is. They're getting better at it. But like, I call it something like the online health and fitness group, or online health and wellness accountability group, or online fitness boot camp. But I don't refer to challenge group, because nobody knows what a challenge group is. So it's like, what's a challenge group? I've got the foggiest idea. So be mindful of the fact that we know what we're talking about, but other people who might be watching our posts have absolutely no idea what we're talking about. Same with BOD. Don't say BOD, Beachbody On Demand. People don't even know what Beachbody On Demand is. You know, it's the Netflix of streaming workouts, or Sweatflix, as a lot of people refer to it as. So, you know, be really mindful of the fact that you don't use product names, and also you don't use lingo that we understand but other people don't. Tie your posts, if you can, into something that is going to connect on an emotional level with people. And because there's an awful lot of stuff out there on social media, and people will see your post, they'll see your image, and they will decide like that whether they're interested in it. First of all, it's really important that the image that you use is clear and bright and positive. You know, it always amazes me when you've got like this. There are some coaches out there that put like an image of, or because they've like cried at the end of their workout, and it's just like, that is not going to appeal to people. It's just not. I'm not talking, I don't mean be fake, but be real and positive. I mean, these workouts make you feel awesome. Yes, sometimes they might make your bum sore or something. So do a funny image. Something, just make it fun. But make sure your images are clear, they're bright, they're uplifting, and they're welcoming. So people are going to think, oh, I like the look of that. Maybe I'll have a quick look through. And also bear in mind that a lot of people just scroll. So you want something that's going to catch their attention in the first line. And I tend to use something like a question. Say, I can't remember what I put recently, but I'm trying to think of a post I just posted recently. But you could say something like, do you wake up in the early hours with anxiety too? Or do you get to the end to 4, is 4 o'clock your energy slump time? Try and connect with use what you struggle with and employ that in your posts. And then you really want to be able to connect with somebody on an emotional level. So, go deep. So if you write something, take a few minutes and just think, could I actually be a bit more vulnerable? Could I actually say that in a way that's a bit more emotive? Because stories always sell, and emotion is what will help people connect with you. And do a variety of posts. Some of them can be really short, some of them can be a bit longer. You will be restricted by the amount of posts that you're allowed to write on Instagram, because they do cut you off after a while. So if you've done like a long one on Facebook, you might have to condense it somewhat for Instagram. So just be mindful of that. And a really good way of working out what your content is going to be is create a struggle web. So before you write anything, this is your challenge for today, to create your struggle web. Take a piece of paper, really large piece of paper, and write, consider in your life, what are 5 struggles or challenges that you have? Or what are 5 things that define you? So for me, because that's also going to define the niche that you're going to be targeting with your social media posts. The things that define me are, I'm a single parent, I'm a big DIYer, I'm a bit of I'm a large free spirit. I like clean eating and nutrition. I'm quite interested in that. I've written quite a few recipe blog posts. I'm menopausal. So those 5 things I would then try and drill down. So what are, take each of those 5 things that you identify with and then drill down them. So what are pain points underneath each of those categories? So single parent, fear of finance, no pension, no retirement fund, trying to balance, my therapy business, being there for the children, looking after the house, creating an income, that sort of stuff. Menopause, how's that affecting me? Brain fog, terrible brain fog, hot flashes, that sort of thing. So work out under each of those categories, then drill down into the individual pain points. And then you will have you're going to have a large collection of various things that you can relate to in your social media posts. And those are what will help gain trust and interest in you as an individual. Because when people eventually join with you, they're not going to be joining because of Beachbody. They're going to be joining because of you and the person that you are and how they identify with you. So the more emotional and raw you can be, the more people will go, oh my God, that's exactly what's happened to me. You'll get people that say, that post resonated with me so much. That's exactly what I needed to read today. And I try and do a mixture of motivational stuff, more raw and vulnerable stuff. I always try and keep it positive. So even if it's like a bit of a doom and gloom post, talking about a really deep struggle that I might have had. Say for when I was getting divorced, talking about pacing the house in the early hours because I didn't know what was going to happen the following day, representing myself in court, how frightening that was, and what a stress that was to try and, to try and take all that on board that I had to. The fact I hung up my helicopter pilot license because I couldn't afford to do the commercial license and represent myself in court and get divorced. So, that was a big thing for me. That was going to be my career. So things like that people can relate to your story, and that's what you want it to be, is relatable, and you want to be human, and also end with something that enables them to think she can help me or he can help me in some way, shape or form. So I don't end every post with a call to action, but at specific times during the week I will have several calls to action. So like on a Sunday, generally I write a coaching opportunity post, because a lot of people are thinking, oh, I got to get back to work on Monday, and they're dreading it. So I'll do my big post for coaching opportunity on a Sunday, particularly if we're coming close to a coaching opportunity group that that I'm promoting for. If I'm about to launch a boot camp, I'll probably do a post about gorging over the weekend and letting my clean eating slip and that sort of thing. Because again, people get to the end of Sunday and they feel fat, they feel flabby, they feel disappointed in the way they've sort of looked after themselves over the weekend. So if I'm about to launch a boot camp, I'll tie it into the boot camp instead. And under each of those posts, there will be a call to action. So it's like, drop your favourite emoji to learn more, or private message me, or leave me a comment in the box below, that sort of thing. So, but I don't use a call to action all the time, because otherwise people get bored of reading your posts, because they just think, oh my God, she's going to ask me to do something else again. But you do want to have them, intermittently through the week. And as you go through, as you build your following and as you become more aware of the platforms, just quickly while I think on that, if you're starting an Instagram account, or if you already have an Instagram account, make sure you change it to a business account, because that will give you all sorts of insights. And once you started posting regularly, you'll be able to find out which hashtags are working best for you, and also the best time of the day and the best day to be posting, so that you can fine tune it a little more as to see what your particular audience is responding best with. So bear that in mind as well. So on that struggle web, literally the whole point of that is to drill down into pain points so that you can connect emotionally with people. And that's it really. It's a matter of getting out there and starting. Now, there will never be a perfect time to start, and I appreciate it. In the early days, it's a bit like, what should I write? I don't know what to write. Have a look at, see what I'm posting. I'm not the best by any stretch of the imagination. I do write from the heart, and sometimes I don't, some days are better than others. If I'm feeling really inspired and motivated, I can write some cracking posts, and then other days I just think, it's not really a very effective post. But if I'm not feeling particularly motivated myself, I'll probably share like a clean eating recipe or something, because it's informative, it helps people. So, and it's really important that you have a mixture of content. So like on a Monday, okay, I'll take you through what I do on sort of my weekly structure too, because this will help you work out a sort of flow to your week. So on a Monday, I do something motivational, whether it's an inspirational post, or I tell a story about something that I've struggled and overcome, and why I've overcome it, and how it. Always think about how it can help your reader. It's not about you, it's about how you can help them. That's the most important thing. It will be your story, but you always need to turn it around so that you're delivering something positive, you're delivering something helpful or informative to people. On Tuesday, generally we use that as a transformation Tuesday. It's very easy to remember, and that will be your before and after photograph. You don't have a before and after photograph just yet, don't worry. We have masses from previous coaches, so you can talk about other coaches. You can say, I don't use names, but just say, look, wow, look what she managed to do in 3 weeks. And even if there's not a timeline, you can say before, just put the before and after photograph up, and you would relate that to your boot camp or your free group. So you might say, you might actually start that post with, I'm looking for 10 ladies to join me in my next online health and accountability group, and then a space, and then talk about what they will get in your group and how this lady that you're showing the photograph of has managed to achieve those results through clean eating, through regular workouts, through support in our community, which is like the magic ingredient. Wednesdays I use for recipe shares or Shakeology. I tend to do a recipe and or shake on a Wednesday. For shakes, if I've managed to take some really nice photographs of my own shakes without the Shakeology bit showing, I use those. Otherwise, I have a look online and I see what other photos I can snag of people's smoothies and shakes, and I use those as well. And we've got masses on our Beachbody blog. So have a look on there, go onto Shakeology and see some nice pictures from the blog, screenshot them, trim them down, and you can use those as well. But try not to make them look too stock photo-ish. You want it to look more natural than stock photo-y. Thursday is Transformation Thursday, Throwback Thursday. So then I would relate something about being a coach now to how I was in the past. So for me, I was always critically shy. I was really, really shy. So much so that there was one business conference I went to, and I hid in the toilets all throughout the breaks. I was terrified I had to go and talk to somebody. No idea what to say or do, or even to start a conversation. So I hid in the toilets. And there were only 2 cubicles. So it was just like, "You all right?" Just like, "Yes, you're fine." Coaching has absolutely transformed my shyness. I would never dream of doing this like a few months ago. It was just like, no way. Or a couple of years ago, it's just like, no. But I love it now. So, that's one thing. Again, it's having that ability. It's that time freedom. So, for instance, if my children are doing a play or something, I can relate to that because I've got the freedom to choose when when I work and when I'm free. I've got the freedom to schedule my own day. So, it's that sort of thing. And when you start to build an income from this, you can use it like, you've managed to, pay off your car loan or something. Whereas before you were a coach, you wouldn't have been able to do that. So, it's always relating to where you are now to where you were before you became a coach. And when you're writing that post, you're talking to the girl or the boy who was that individual before Beachbody. Okay, so try and remember, where you're at now as a beginner coach, what your worries are, what your concerns are, and that's what you're talking to. And that, in a little while, when you've been a coach for a little bit longer, you'll start to notice how you're changing. So your posts at the moment can be like, because you've not done much with Beachbody yet, is something along the lines of, I always used to be, say you worked a 9-to-5 job. I used to hate how I had to report to somebody every single day, and it meant that I couldn't see my children as much as I wanted to do, or I might have missed their first day of walking or them uttering their first word. And now that I know I've got my own schedule, I'm my own CEO, and I've got that freedom to either be with my kids or to dictate my own schedule. You still have things that will have changed in your life because you are a coach. So relate to that sort of thing. On a Friday, I tend to do a coach related post. Again, because people are getting to the weekend, they're excited, they've had enough. Friday afternoon, people are just like shut off. It's just like, oh God, the last 2 hours of work, and what am I going to do? And so people are scrolling social media, and I think a coach-related post on Friday is really effective. Saturday, social media doesn't seem particularly effective on a Saturday, so I'll probably just do a lifestyle post. I'll tie it into what we're doing as a family, and again, link that into the fact that, it just allows people to get to know you better. So just share something that you're interested in or that you find you are excited about, because you want to allow people into your world. Another good thing is our nutrition mindset program. It's a really good idea to allocate time for that during the week as well. Sometimes on a Wednesday when I'm doing a recipe share, I might do that in the morning, saying, oh, this is what I've got ready for our slow cooker meal this evening. And then in the afternoon or the evening, I'll post something about our nutrition mindset program, because I think it's really important to keep sharing that too, because that suits people who don't want to exercise or who are injured and can't exercise but need to get their nutrition under control. It's such an effective program. So I'll probably seed that once or twice a week as well. And then on a Sunday, like I said, it'll either be a boot camp or a coach call to action. And that will be that'll be what they're getting. So it's a 30-day health and fitness accountability group. They'll get the nutrition plan, the meal plan, the recipes, the grocery lists, every good thing that we include in our boot camps. So that, I hope that helps you. But I mean, follow your own pattern, find the thing that works best for you, but do create a schedule so you know you're sort of ticking all the boxes that you need to tick, or sort of from the coaching perspective, from lifestyle perspective, from the nutrition mindset program, for Shakeology, and also our boot camps, and allowing people to get to know you through those posts. So I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to share with you. Just having a quick look on my notes just in case there's anything else. No, I think I've pretty much covered it all. So yeah, make your struggle web. That is your challenge for today, and start getting out there, because until you start to share, people don't know you're there. And if you want to create an income, you have got to get out there and help inspire other people on their health and fitness journey. It's absolutely crucial. If you don't do that, then nobody will know you're there. It's like having a coffee shop that opens up. If it opens and you're not talking about it, nobody's going to know about it. So you have to kind of get out there, be brave, get that announcement post out. Maybe get your announcement post out with a sweaty selfie or something like that, so people can tie it into your health and fitness. And if people don't like it, then they can unfollow you. But don't give up your personal power to people who you are worried whether they'll like it or not. It's most people will support you, and a few will probably have the odd snide comment, but they'll be really peed off that they didn't decide to join you when you're when you're talking about the trip that you've just won, or you're talking about your dream house that you're about to build because you've managed to earn sufficient cash in order to do it. So don't allow them to hold you prisoner to your dreams. Go out there and achieve them. And our community is really supportive. We are an awesome, it's a really high vibe community, and we do support each other. So if you've got any concerns or worries, please either talk to me, or if somebody else has added you to our team, talk to your coach, and just get out there. It's so exciting. You can achieve so much. Honestly and truly, the potential is, it's so exciting. So get your struggle web written out, and it will give you so much content to then post regularly. It might be that you actually want to schedule out what you're going to write on a daily basis to give you an idea to follow. And also the other thing I would say is, when you're out there, and I'm going to go over tools and resources that I use. I might do that tomorrow, I'm not quite sure, but I will go over the tools and resources that I use. And one of those things is a Trello board, where I keep a lot of my information that's really useful to me. But if you see a post that really resonates with you and you think, that's a great way of writing that, or yeah, that guy, I love the way that's been written, make a copy of it or make a note of it, put it into your own words, never copy and paste, always put your spin on it. But it can be really inspiring to have, on a day when you think, I need to do a lifestyle post, but you're not entirely sure what to write, and you're tired and you're just thinking, what should I write? To read a few other posts that you found were really inspiring might just give birth to some content that you can then share on your social media. And I would categorize them too. So if you see a really cool bootcamp post, save it under bootcamp. See a really cool coaching opportunity post, save it under coaching opportunity. If it's a really motivational post, save it under motivational post, that sort of thing. So create a system where if you see something that you love, make a note of it or copy it, save it, and then turn it into your own words, and that will give you a really good arsenal of posts to use in the future. But don't just copy and paste somebody else's work. And if you see if you use a photograph or an image that you love, if you grab it, always make sure to accredit that individual. So, you know, if you say you see one of my images, for instance, you take a screenshot of it, or you download it off Facebook, and you reuse it. Just say repost, you know, obviously Kate Hartley, but if it's somebody else, just repost, and that either their Instagram handle if it's on Instagram, and their Facebook name if it's on Facebook, just so that, you know, you've done the right thing. I often do that with some of my menopausal funny images that, you know, they're not mine, they come up and I just love them. So I just literally snatch it, and then I'll normally make my own caption and just write, obviously in small letters, repost and their Instagram handle. So, right, time to go and pick up my son from school. Have a great day, you guys, and I will soon get on with that struggle web.